everyone, and welcome to all our viewers from across the globe. The Streamathon has finally reached EU, and we have a really fun show in store for you. It is the EU Face-Off, which is basically a bunch of regional teams made up by casters, pro players, and influencers fighting it out against each other. Of course, everything is for charity, raising funds for the fight against COVID-19, and hopefully having a jolly good time.
Yeah, that's the hope here. Clearly much more competitive than the Mid-Season Cup with all of those LCK and LPL teams. We've only got the best League of Legends players today, including Vedius' Nocturne. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I was just going to say, like, who would you rather watch? You could watch Knight, potentially the next great mid lane prodigy, or you could watch Vedius, potentially an even greater mid lane prodigy on a single champion. So
I know what I would pick, but that's neither here nor there. So the Mid-Season Cup, of course. Today we had one of our semifinals, and Froska, it was a bit of a smacking for the LCK at the hands of the LPL so far.
Yeah, the LCK, they came in, they felt pretty good. FPX and TN's Kindred in particular absolutely ran it down into T1 the very first game. And LCK fans, they saw that glimmer of hope. They're like, this is it. This is our moment. We can stand atop the podium. We can take down China. We can be the kings again. And then the LPL reminded everyone that, hey, no, it doesn't work like that. They just needed a couple games of warm-up. And while Invictus Gaming didn't carry, JDG, TES, and FPX all went through to semifinals.
And look, as a region that's been there before, my heart goes out to the LCK. You know, sometimes you think you've got a good team. You think you put together a winning roster. They might win an international tournament and seem unstoppable, and then just like that, you know, you get 3-0 and you look a little bit like a fool. So it's a tough time for the LCK, but at least finally the LPL and the LEC have something in common, that they make Korean teams just look pretty damn mediocre.
Oof, okay, there we go. And these are the bombshells you can come to expect from our EU Face-Off today. Let's take a look at our rosters. It's a really cool gathering of just teams from different regions, and also just the fact that there's so many influencers and pro players and casters from all these regions that all thrive in their own right. And these are the teams that they've come up with to fight against each other.
Now, there are a couple of key names missing. Number one, my name under coach for LEC Kings, but I won't go into that. I will say that the TLDR, like, if there's a lot of names that you don't really recognize here, all you need to know is that France is taking this very seriously. The French Zoo is an absolutely stacked team, and also pulling in Coach Duke. They've been try-harding for about a week. They're not dropping any games. These guys are the favorites to watch.
Yeah, and the hopes are that Duke can finally make something happen in 2020. It wasn't with Vitality, but maybe it is with the French Zoo. Could be more successful. Of course, we will be playing a bunch of best of ones today. There will be 2 groups, and then tomorrow we'll play the 2 semifinals and the finals, and it's all best of ones. And the important thing to note is that there are 3 teams in each group, and that 2 teams from each group advance. So basically, you only have to win 1 game, so no pressure for our LEC team.
Yeah, that was the really important point that I wanted to hit on. You just have to win a single game from your group to advance, because top 2 teams move on.
And also, importantly, on the line is incredible bragging rights, and that if we lose to one of these regions, we're going to have to sit there on LEC and eat crow and just praise them and say, oh my god, I can't believe how great Chips is. I don't want to say that. It hurts me physically to say that right now, so I really need the LEC team to pull through. I want to see all the other regional broadcasts with a little poster of Vedius with a little candlelight vigil under it as we start our week 1. I don't want to have to sit there embarrassed as we start our summer season.
Oh, that's interesting, because in all our preparation and our rehearsal, in fact, up until 1 minute before the show, you weren't that high about our team and about, you know, how you were going to support them. In fact, we're all pretty judgmental about our LEC Kings. So what's going on here?
Listen, it's hot and cold. Either you're all aboard the LEC Kings, you're like, thank goodness I'm part of the LEC, they're doing well, I get to attach myself to them. Or if they start to crash and burn, you immediately jump onto the bandwagon to dumpster on them. You put them directly into the grave.
I agree. I have no moral spine here. I'm just going to go. The second they lose, I'm going to be like, I always loved Pookie style. Thank God Poland won. They absolutely deserved it the whole time. That's pretty much going to be my MO, I think, for this tournament.
I guess it comes down to which region can carry their casters the best, or which casters need carrying the most, and what will happen there. Lightest. Which caster will be the lightest? Yeah, that could be it. I also think it's pretty cool because we're very focused on our LEC Kings, but all the other regions, the Spanish, the Polish, the French, and so on, have really thriving communities and have been putting out a lot of content, a lot of trash talk, videos, this and that. And it's really alive in all of them. And people that might not be so recognizable to us are huge superstars in their regions, and they all have their honor to defend.
Yeah, particularly the Spanish region. I can know that when I was perpetuating that the LEC Kings are going to be the best, I just got absolutely destroyed by all of Spain. Spain just like came in really hot on those mentions. So just pre-warning on that. Twitter is a battlefield right now. Spanish fans are showing up for that Spanish pride.
Yeah, you get they are. They also submitted like a lot of people for that roster. They're going to be throwing curveballs. 40, 30, 50. Who knows? Everyone in Spain. So we'll see how that turns out. Now, of course, the rosters are made up, but we still need to put them in groups. So here is the totally unbiased EU face-off group draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the absolutely rigged and biased group draw for the EU face-off. 2 group, 3 teams. I'm gonna start the draw right now. Our team number 1 has a beautiful knick-knack as a logo, and this is Italy. The Italy of Shadow is gonna go into group 2. Why group 2? I'm gonna put France there as well. Why France? Because France versus Italy is probably one of the saddest football game you can ever see. The France will never forget what you guys did to Zidane. My first draw is... Oh, I know who is that. Hat, glasses, nice right arm, fully pumped. Pookie style, Poland. It goes into group 2 as well. Why? Because France, and I really want to see again Poland versus France. I think France won, you master. I'm not sure. Maybe you should go check online.
A clean ace and quite surely the game and the championship for LDLC.
Who is left in my box? I mean, group 2 is already filled, so we're gonna have Spain, ESPANITA. I heard the Spanish team have so many players and they cannot even have twice in a row the same roster. I hope our Lord and Savior Piqué is gonna do something. Germany with a Pingu logo is gonna go into group 1. And then I forgot to print the European flag for the European team, so we're just gonna put them in group 1. So let's recap. Group 1, Germany, Spain, Europe. Group 2, Italy, Poland and France. I wish you a bloody and amazing tournament. For the rest, you're more than welcome. Don't go anywhere.
Wow, just a pinnacle of fair play, that group draw. That was great.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Group 2, again, it feels like France, really heavy favorites. I'm not super keen on Italy or Poland's chance to take them down, but Group 1, I think that this is actually the group of death, because I think anyone between Spain, Germany, and the LEC can pop out of this group, so I think Group 1 a little bit more competitive in terms of even playing field.
Are they? Is it because they're all bad or all good in Group 1? What is it?
We'll find out.
Not a question we need to ask for the remainder of the tournament, I think. Let's just assume everyone's on an even playing field and that playing field is somewhere between bad and good. We'll just hope.
Okay, well, in any case, the LEC and our broadcast partners are really honored to be part of this streamathon, of course, in these hard times in the fight against COVID-19. Want to bring everyone together and, of course, entertain you as well with these shows, but we're also doing it in an effort for charity to raise funds in the fight against COVID-19, and you can head over to riot.com/donate if you want to contribute.
And of course, all money is going to be going to the Riot Games Social Impact Fund. And for every $1 you donate, Trendemir and Rise, the people, not the champions, are also going to be donating $1 each, tripling the power of your donation for the first $100,000 donated. A ton of potential money here going to charity. So please, if you got anything to spare, help us out, riot.com/donate.
Yeah, and for the first person who donates $50 and adds a champion name to their donation, we will do their champion dance in our next segment. Please be kind. Please. I'm not a good dancer.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that's on the line. We will be going in depth about it as the show continues. But there's also a couple of things that we will contribute to if you donate certain amounts of money.
For what? It's $500, I think. You get an OPGG lookup from us. We'll also give a champion guide or a personalized guide for $1,000.
Yeah, and I think really it's important to note that you don't have to send in your own OPGG. If you want us to light your friends up and flame them, I'll do it. For charity, I'm happy to do it. You want a champion guide? I'm probably not the person you should ask to. You want me to flame a stranger? I could be your guy, Twitch chat. $500, that's all it takes.
Dracos, what are you going to do when someone submits your own op.gg? It's Butch Cassidy, by the way, guys.
With a weird letter in it, so they can't find it. I mean, I know exactly how bad I am, Frostgren. So I think I know the best way to flame me better than anyone else possibly could.
Yeah, this is basically just one big setup so you can finally flame the casters who are always flaming your favorite pro players. I think it's a win-win for everybody, all right? So anyway, you can head over to riot.com/donate to contribute and joining us in supporting those who need help the most. Now, when it comes to the technicalities of League of Legends, we of course haven't seen Professional League in a while. We saw the Mid-Season Cup just earlier, but we are on patch 10.10 now, and Medic is going to get everyone up to speed about what that patch entails. I think we can't actually hear Medic on stream, even though we can hear him in Discord. So he looked pretty awkward right now.
What you guys are missing is that Medic is...
Cool. Hello? It's possible you can hear me on stream now. Oh, well, thank you, Shocks. We'll be playing on patch 10.10 this weekend. We've last since hit the rift in the LEC, healing supports, they've taken control of the bottom lane. Look, I have a lot of experience with healing, from wrapping up a sprained wrist in the emergency room to pulling out an appendix in surgery. A healer's touch is always welcome. However, as with most things in life, you can have too much of a good thing. I mean, we're going to have a look at one of these plays because it's absolutely disgusting. Knight on LeBlanc goes from 10 HP to full twice in the course of a single team fight. It's absolutely ludicrous and made possible by the smarmiest looking feline you've ever seen in your life. I mean, Yuumi. She's a blight on Summoner's Rift, capable of bringing someone back from the brink of death more often than Gregory House. She doesn't even need skill. Take every key off your keyboard and just keep the letter E there and you're fine. Your APM will skyrocket. I can't count the amount of times I've booted up a game of League of Legends, locked in Leona, and then had my heart sink lower than NA's chances at Worlds because my opponents lock in Yuumi and Ezreal. Look guys, today, do you even want to have fun? Honestly, anyone who locks in Yuumi has just admitted defeat. You might win the games, but you've lost.
Boy Vedi, look, I love cats too, but we gotta talk about some more important stuff. It's your boy Vedi! I'm here! I'm back! And we're here to bring you some Nocturne mid lane extravaganza! Because you know, today is the day that literally everyone has been waiting for. Nocturne mid will finally grace the stage in the hands of the true and one god that is me. Vedius. You will get to see and marvel in his glory and amazingness because I am just so talented at this champion. You won't see any more Dan-Dans. You won't see any more people imitating in the LPL. You're going to see me because people won't ban it. Because if they try to ban it, they're just admitting that they're cowards.
I mean...
So clarify, could they actually hear him and it was just us?
They
could hear him. We couldn't, but I think it went something like, I'm the best, I'm so great, I'm Vedi, I'm wonderful, my Nocturne is the best, blah, 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 blah.
I think you're not great, so this is the best part, is because we didn't get to hear him, we just saw the crazy hand motions, and to me it was something about blade arms, and like how Nocturne is so great, and something about darkness, because Vedi, while he does self-praise, also just likes to say weird, kind of occulty stuff whenever he talks about Nocturne, you know, the darkness will grace the rift. I bet it was like really 12-year-old Naruto edgelord kind of rant. That's what
He's
that's
like
what
writing
I'm
out
guessing.
his fan fiction right now. I will say this: I've been in comms with the LEC Kings and preparing, and you basically got like a really good look at what comms actually sound like for them. It's Vedi just being like, "My ultimate is ready. Can I go in? The darkness is ready. Please let me go in."
I mean, I've watched some of the streams of their practice, and there was a lot of passive aggressiveness, I'll tell you that. So hopefully the coach, Frostgurren, can sort that. Let's take a look at our schedule and preview of today's action. We're going to start things off with Group A, 3 best of ones, and then another 3 best of ones for Group B. Also, throughout the day, since we have so many interesting personalities on each of the teams, we'll be joined by many of them on our broadcast here.
And again, reminder, because it is 3 teams in each group, you just have to win a single game because it's the top 2 teams from each group that advance into the semifinals. So you're looking for 1 win for your team.
That you are. So we'll start with the LEC Kings, who have 2 games back-to-back to start, Dracoff.
Yeah, LEC Kings, I think everyone, this is the team you're most excited about if you're a fan of the LEC broadcast, but I think a lot of pride is on the line in these first 2 matchups. If we get 0-2'd up against not the 2 strongest teams in the group, we haven't even played the French Zoo yet. We're talking about how great it is and how important it is to beat this team. They're not even in our group. We haven't even started our first challenge yet as LEC representatives.
So it might actually be completely over. for the LEC Kings after the first 2 ones. I just realized that. That would be kind of anticlimactic. It's not gonna happen, is it?
It shouldn't happen. That's fine.
Also, I have heard that the $50 donation for the champion dance has already been fulfilled, and it's Nautilus, which I think, or I'm trying to remember, but the producer's also telling me it's him. He swims in the air and he's floating. How can we do that?
Dracos, I want you to plank on your chair. Is your chair a rolling chair?
I don't have a chair. I'm on a standing.
I think I can.
I can't.
Wait.
Wait, hold on.
Camera isn't.
How much?
Oh wait, I also have to call up the
producers.
user.
I got it. I got it. I figured it out.
While he does this, the donation was by the user Howling the Caster. So Howling the Caster, for your $50 donation, you are getting this wonderful display of ad strength from Daniel Dracos.
I've unplugged my audio system in the process, so I can.
I can't fly, but just take this as a wholehearted effort. This is for charity, whatever your name was. Thank you for your $50.
It's Howling the Caster. The user is called Howling the Caster.
Dracos, I'm getting a lot of pants shot and
a lot of midriff.
It's hard to want to run one-man Nautilus show. There's a lot of this. Sometimes I think this anchor just weighs me down.
He doesn't sound like that. He sounds much more threatening.
Yeah, sure, but what do you want? Like, I didn't know. We said reasonable dances. You said reasonable dances. The man literally puts an anchor down and flies around. What do you want?
Yeah, I think actually he's done us a kindness because this isn't the hardest dance. There's some of like K-pop dances in there that would be really, really hard to do. Some other call-outs. This was Howling the Caster. Other thanks to Der Biertrinker, $35. We have Clear Blue Skies, who also donated 20. Riot Snowbird with 100. Thank you, Snowbird. And Anonymous with 40. There we go. Thank you for getting that going, guys.
Anytime.
Excuse me.
Dracos like, yeah, all me.
It was all me. Oh, I like this. This is getting off to a good start. I love that we'll be getting silly in order to raise those funds because, let's be honest, that's what we usually do on the LEC broadcast anyway. But let's dive into our first match of the day, the LEC Kings up versus the Spanish team. First off, let's talk a bit about the important or the big names that are on all the teams, starting with the Spanish one. You know, that'll be the first opponent for our LEC Kings, and I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Okay, so you take a look at this roster, and the names that you're going to be like really zooming in on are going to be Razork and XPeke. These are the big names that I think every single European League of Legends fans knows. But that said, Razork I don't think is playing. I think I was told that he's not playing. It is a different jungler. It is a caster in the jungle, so that completely throws out any sort of strategy that the LEC Kings were preparing when looking across from Spain.
That's not Ebi, by the way. That
yeah,
photo.
I was gonna say, that might not be Ebi, but I assure you, from what I understand, Ebi is playing. And while you may remember this iconic moment from XPeke, without a doubt, I'm frankly excited to see what Ebi can do, because losing to Ebi would be infuriating. Because if anyone is going to trash talk you, it'll be that brilliant man.
This epic moment, by the way. Nothing ever happened with a Zed that was as impressive as this.
Getting in the bath with XPeke.
We just take any excuse to roll this video of XPeke. I think that's it. This is, of course, historic when Ebi beat Trevor in a 1v1 at All-Star. And yeah, you know, he's just a great phenomenon on stage and on the Rift.
When I think about just like iconic voices, Ebi always comes to mind. Obviously now a streamer for G2, but one of the biggest names in esports. His favorite champion's Renekton, so I've already briefed the LEC Kings on that one. So we'll see if Ebi throws down the gauntlet and grabs his famous Renekton.
We'll see indeed. Now on to the German team. Let's see who's notable on that one. Of course, we recognize a lot of names from the Spandauer Inferno, so they'll have a lot of synergy playing together. And for me, No Way really is the star of that lineup.
And look, Shox, I'll be honest, during rehearsal, you're like, this guy's an aimbot, and I looked him up. And he was having the same solo queue experience as everyone else. He was getting weighed down by teammates. They were trying so hard to lose the game, and he was trying so hard to carry. So I'm a No Way fan now. I feel like he encapsulates all of us solo queue players out there just with, you know, much, much more accuracy. Man would probably be an excellent Valorant player, but I'm hyped for this German lineup, honestly.
Yeah, I actually think the German lineup is a bit of the dark horse. People are distracted by the LEC Kings and by France, but particularly the German lineup, you already talked about the synergy that they previously had. Shocks and No Way in that mid lane. He's known as the German aimbot, famous, of course, for his Xerath. People accuse him of hacking because he's so accurate with that champion. But across the board, they're a pretty high elo team. They've been playing together a lot, and this bot lane in particular cannot be overlooked.
Absolutely. One thing, though, I think something that many of the teams are suffering from, Sola is, I think, got to Immortal in Valorant, and many of them have been streaming and playing only Valorant in the last couple of weeks, but I think that'll go for basically anyone, and I think it's nice. They get back to reality, back to their bread and butter, and they have to fight in League of Legends. A little call out, Scuttlecrab just donated $20 with the message, "Help me." So there you go. That's very cute.
That's actually very important because Ender is obsessed with the Scuttle Crab. First 2 games has LEC Kings. Like, Crab's really gonna need it. Like, Ender has him on his list.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Didi?
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that's who we really have to keep an eye out over the next few days, because the real person suffering to make sure that we can put on this excellent event is the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
willing to donate money in a time of absolute peril.
Yeah, all for the Scuttle Crab. Next team we want to highlight is Team Poland, and well, you know, we've gotten bombarded with the POLSKA GUROM, which is also their team name, memes with Pookie style after the EU Masters final just last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? And he is obviously one of the big stars of this lineup.
Yeah, for me, I was just gonna say, like, look, you could talk about Overpow if you're an old school Roccat fan, but that's the old era of Polish League of Legends. The new era is here, and it's now, and it's Pookie style. I asked for 5 pictures of Pookie style. They may have thought that was disrespectful. I thought that was appropriate. My man Pookie style is gonna take this home for Poland.
Okay, we'll see. Of course, it's called POLSKA GUROM, and for a bit of backstory on that, it is, well, named after something that a very famous Polish, I was going to call him a strong man. He was the strongest man in the world, and he came from Poland, Mariusz Pudzianowski. And he took part in all these strength competitions, and he would dedicate all his wins to the wonderful country of Poland, and that's where that came from. It got a little bit changed, but that's now also the Twitch chat meme, and it also, of course, was really big a couple of weeks ago with the EU Masters Finals, so it is an apt name. We also have a update from Howling the Caster, who donated $50 for us to do the Nautilus dance, $10 saying that is not his dance, it's the robot. Oh, that's true, actually.
I took the last one. That's all I'm going to say. I may have messed it up and bombed it. Thank you for another $10 for us to correct our mistake. One of you
perfect.
is definitely up next.
Okay, hold on. I got to look up his dance.
You Google the dance. Maybe we'll talk about another lineup, and then you Google the dance, and we'll go.
I'm Googling the dance.
That's perfect. Frask is Googling the dance, and then we're going to talk about Italy. I'm going to be honest, it is kind of the team configuration that I know the least about, so that could mean that they have the surprise factor in this tournament.
I think overall, when you look at this lineup, it's going to be all about Shadow, this Lee Sin, these hyper-carry performances, like why we were so hyped for him over the course of the regular season, because across the board, thanks to some very good research coming in from Frosker and herself, we know that as a whole, this team's overall ELO is not super high, which means the carry bag is going to have to be a big one for our boy Shadow.
Yeah, we're sitting around Plat, Diamond. It's Diamond collectively for like the entire tournament, a couple Challenger and Grandmaster guys running around, but for Italy, it's a little bit on that lower end, so every game should see a Lee Sin ban. You can't give Shadow that because he's really going to need to flex, and when I talked to him yesterday about how his team was going to do it, was a lot of smiles, a lot of shrugs, a lot of, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Indeed. In the middle of that mid laner, Kenran, I've met him in person. That beard is just as fabulous in real life as it is on that picture. I also just love the graphics and just every kind of basic thing we can say about the country, which people are going to be offended by, be like, our country is more than the Tower of Pizza and pizza and this and that, but not the Tower of Pizza. Pizza.
It's fine.
Whatever. I'm sorry, Italy.
But he also, I met him at the World Final in Paris, and he was just wearing the most amazing blazer. Like, the Italian casters really dress up.
Yeah, they really hyped to be there as well.
Okay, so I looked it up, and it's kind of like it's kind of like this. Oh no.
Oh, you can put your headset off. You just give us the whole thing, or keep the headset on. That's also that's also fine if that works. Here we go. I'm so sorry we made you donate an extra $10. You're such a hero for doing it, and I hope it was worth $60 to see that dance. Because I would have paid $60 to see it if I knew Frostburn would do it.
I think I threw out my back.
Oh no, Indiana's out. What are they going to do now without a coach or LEC Kings? Okay, the last team we haven't talked about in depth is the French team, aka the French Zoo. It's comprised out of a lot of the casters and the broadcasters from O Gaming, but also a challenger level jungler and I believe AD carry. So in terms of being stacked, it looks super stacked.
Yeah, and again, we got the lowdown. They have not been shy about telling us how strong this team is. They have not lost in Flex Q. They have been playing together for a week. They have Coach Duke. They are taking this extremely seriously, and the one weak point is actually that top laner with Chips. He's the low CLO player, and I expect any team who has done any of their research on this are going to be blitzing for that guy. But if France can protect Chips, then this should be pretty easy coasting for them.
Correction, is the mid laner and the AD carry, I believe, that are challenger, and indeed, the casters, as is tradition, are lower ranked than the other players on the roster. So with that, the last team we need to talk about, unless you have something to add, Didi.
No, it's fine.
Okay, is the LEC Kings, our pride, our bread and butter, our colleagues, the people we love so much, and a couple of pro players to help them out.
And I think this is the thing here that you have to appreciate is the immaculate referee performance that you saw from Ender in those first two clips, standing aside so players could hug and embrace, directing players to go the right way. Medic here, the best Jarvan we've ever seen on the international stage, truly an all-star lineup.
Okay, I'm not gonna let you badmouth my boys like this. Look at the collective experience. How many finals and championships have these guys gone to? Ender was at the MSI final. Vedi has both an MSI and a World Final underneath his belt. Medic has made it at least group stage. That's more than other players can say. Like, the wealth of experience and knowledge between them. The LEC Kings are truly the epitome of skill that we can put forward.
Sure, and Vedius has dressed up as more champions than he's ever played in his entire life, and that's definitely a testament to what we're going to see on the Rift. Personally, I'm just surprised that the only player who hasn't been to Worlds on this lineup is Upset. That's got to be difficult. But if he joined the caster team, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm just saying, there's an easier
Are
path.
you saying that the whole thing with the FPX emote, with Destiny, and Upset, it was actually Upset who's never been to Worlds? Oh my god.
To be fair, he shouldn't have a crown, to be fair. I love Upset, but everyone else there is gone, and Upset hasn't. So there's 4 crowns. One man still waiting.
Are we going to talk about how that doesn't even look like Medic? That looks like someone is cosplaying Medic.
I mean, it's constantly getting mistaken for like any of the other casters. They all kind of look similar. Look at Wicked's photo also. He looks very excited to be there. Good stuff.
I'm going to be real straightforward and honest, though. The #1 strategy for the LEC Kings right now is to make sure that Ender and Vedius don't end up in a fist fight. Like, that's all we're hoping for. You said it was passive-aggressive in the comms. I'm going to say it's full-aggressive sometimes in the comm. Like, they are fighting themselves just as much as the opponent.
All right, well, let's see. Throughout the weekend, we are going to get some help. We're going to get some special guests as well. And one of them is Romain. He will be joining all of the different broadcasts as a guest. He will be infiltrating, if you please. So let's get a small preview of what he will be doing this weekend.
Hello, everybody. Quick shot here. I'll be excited to cast the LEC Kings in just a moment. But I have to ask, Romain, what is that nonsense you're wearing? The LEC team is playing first, and you're not even showing support for your office, for your for me, for the team. Like, come on.
I beg your pardon, Trevor. Like any normal French person, and this morning I just woke up, I grabbed the top of my mobile, and look, like, it makes sense, Maybe it happened, I picked a shirt of the team, which is about to win the whole tournament. Coincidence? I think not.
I definitely don't think so. Listen, I want to talk a little bit about the regions in a moment. If you are watching and you would like to help decide which team gets side selection, go jump onto the LEC Twitch channel. There will be a poll running, and a poll will run every game to help decide side selection. That's the LEC Twitch channel. While we're waiting for side selection to pop up, Roma, I have to ask you to explain to all the viewers in your own words, like, what are you going to be doing, and who are you going to be visiting today?
So I'm going to jump from stream to stream to discuss whatever's going to happen on the Rift. I'm also here to collect some of your thoughts right before you get your ass kicked by Spain. Spain is the first one. Then we can go to the Spanish stream and discuss a bit with them what's going to happen. And I would love you to give me some tips on what's going to happen before the disaster.
Well, there's no disaster because LEC Kings are going to win. The Spanish roster has like 400,000 people. They enlisted the entire country. So this is a nightmare for any coach or any support staff. So we immediately think there's no organization, there's no planning, there's no even understanding of how to build a winning team. So the LEC Kings have got this. I just want to see whether or not Vedius is going to be brave enough to lock in Nocturne. And if he does, I think you're going to have to ask the Spanish stream and the Spanish casters to help break down just how amazing his Nocturne is for us.
I'm just really excited to see all the casters playing and the amount of banter which can come, because from a caster's perspective, you guys work all together the whole year and finally you're going to have some real physical content to trash talk one another on a daily basis.
Exactly. I'm also hoping the LEC Kings can avenge my loss to Ibai at All-Stars all those years ago. Rama, I'm excited to see what other outfits you have on and what other appearances you're going to do on the broadcast. So we'll see you just a little bit later. For now, we're going to head back to Shocks and the gang on the analyst desk.
Thank you so much. This is absolutely perfect. We know that Romain loves to dress up for every occasion, and he gets to do it literally for every broadcast and every country and every game. So I think he'll be having a great time this weekend.
Did he just like check notes? He was just like, oh yeah,
yeah.
They're gonna be beaten by Spain. Yeah, are you kidding me right now, Romain? Like, come on. It's LEC versus France in the finals. Like, we could just skip. Go next.
Wow.
Look, honestly, I just want to see the costumes. I want to see what happens if France falls out and Ramah has to find an LEC costume. Because there's no easy logo. He could go European Union. I don't think that's specific enough. I think we should...
He'd just dress up as a king.
That's true. I thought we could maybe make it a donation incentive. Like, let's pick what Ramah dresses up as to celebrate the inevitable LEC.
And like the biggest donation will be like nothing or something like that. And then,
I was going to say, it'd be like a higher donation to be like, what does Ramon take off?
I do sometimes wonder if that was part of the deal when we hired Ramah full time. It's like, all right, you're respected business development professional, but you also got to maintain that six-pack.
You got to dress up. Yeah. Awesome. A little update on the money that's been raised, $1,741 so far. A big donation for $500 by the Crimson Cyclist rather. Sometimes it's hard to read those. A $200 donation from Ailes or Alice. I don't really know. I guess it's Alice. Cheers from the Czech Republic. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much. Here we have a $500 donation from Smack for the French Zoo. Keep your support pouring in. We absolutely love it. We want to do silly stuff as well. But now let's get into our first match of the day, and more notably, a prediction. The Spanish versus the LEC. What's it going to be?
Yeah, Drake, that's what's it going to be.
Look.
Where are your allegiances?
You know exactly where my allegiances lie, and it's absolutely against Ender and Vedius, 100%. Medic, you're simply collateral damage in this war against Ego. I'm sorry, you're a very kind person, as are you, Upset and Wicked. And plus, how am I going to vote against Ibai? I don't have enough time to sort through the DMs of angry Spanish fans if I turn my back on Ibai. I'm all in on the Ibai train. This man, no matter how low his ELO, his heart is always big enough, his will is always big enough, he's going to find a way.
Okay, I'm gonna have to back my boys. I coach them. I help them prep this draft. Hopefully they do exactly as I told them to do and they don't tilt. Come on, guys. And they can take this one pretty clean. But LEC Kings versus France, that should be the final.
I love it. This is Frosk already saying, if they win, I'm going to take full credit. If they lose, it is their fault because they've just been fighting amongst themselves. I love it. Well, the stage is set for the very first EU face-off as the LEC takes on Spain. Let's go.
Oh... Welcome to the Caster Desk, Frosco. Thank you for joining me in the very first game.
Oh,
I actually need to say hello to you, Frost. The broadcast could hear me. Thank you for joining me for the very first game of the Mid-Season Streamathon. I think this is going to be the weirdest show that any of us have ever worked on or produced or created. But I really like how Shocks introed the picks and bans. All success that the LEC Kings generate is compliments of their officially unofficial coach, Froskurin. And if they tilt, it's entirely their fault. I think you've got a flawless plan here.
I like to hedge my bets. That's why I was an LPL caster and then I became an LEC caster. I just like really spread it around. I've got 4 teams going to Worlds no matter which region I'm representing right now, Trevor. So I just have a very fail-proof strategy here.
So let's talk just a little bit about starting players. I know from the roster on the Spanish side, despite some of the graphics and names, and they've got like 500,000 players signed to their roster. Ibai, Champi, Xpeke, Flaked, and Skane will be starting. I mean, who should we be even afraid of? We know Peke's washed up. He has been for a long time, right? So even Vedius should be able to hold him in lane, right?
Okay, so looking at Spain when preparing for them, everyone's going to focus in on Ibai on the top side of the map because he is the one of the lower ELO players that are here, and obviously because the LEC Kings have Wicked, who they think is the strongest top laner in their group, they'll probably try to play a 2v2 top side strategy. It's really the bot lane of Spain that is really scary. Flaked and Skane. Flanked is a professional player for the Mad Lions on their LVP squad, I believe, last time I checked. And Xpeke is still sitting, relatively high diamond, so no slouch. I'm curious if he'll actually pull out the Kassadin though, because his top 3 champions being played in solo queue are Victor, LeBlanc, and Ahri, and I'm like, do you ban the Victor and the LeBlanc and the Ahri and just try to force him onto like an Orianna, a Syndra, or does he actually like say, nah, it's for charity, it's a fun event, I'm gonna pull out the Kassadin, that's what the fans want to see?
I mean, it's insane when you actually think about it. Wicked and Peke used to compete against one another for years at the advent of EULCS and even in the years preceding it. Kevin obviously playing for the German squad, who we should hopefully see a little later today. It's a blast from the past for me, and my boomer status is just really paying dividends this weekend. I invested the time, and it has finally started to pay off. The thing I have to put you on the spot, though, is I know you've been coaching the LEC Kings. I know you've been doing your best to wrangle these very emotionally unstable players. There are a lot of arguments. Like, is that the biggest concern here? Because obviously the champion pools are not a concern.
All I'm gonna say is that Ender's he's not a ganking jungler. He's a farming jungler.
Okay.
But I'm really curious what happens when the person who asks him to gank has a Welsh accent or a German accent. I'm thinking if like the German guy asks him to gank his lane, he might suddenly become a ganking jungler. I don't know what that happens.
Interesting. Well, listen, after seeing Dracos throwing the LEC Kings under the bus, and Frosk after seeing you voted for them, I wanted to take this allegiance thing my own direction. So I'm actually selling out, straight up. If anybody wants to buy my allegiance, if you just go riot.com/donate, there's a poll and you can pledge, obviously, towards one of the countries: Germany, France, Italy, Spain, or Poland. LEC Kings are not on that list. Right now, it looks as though I am a French supporter, alright? So, France is going to win it all. I know that you were the most afraid of them, Frostgun, for good reason, because they're the best team in the group. I've just spoke to Romain. I owe him an apology. He was wearing the most incredible, impeccable outfit possible. So, vive la France!
I mean, it's really easy. If someone's gonna buy your allegiance, it's super easy to pledge it to France right now. I agree, they are the most OP, most stacked team. Although I think the last time that the LEC Kings got a mic check on what they thought about the French team, it wasn't that high. Ender did not have the same respect that you do.
Well, obviously, I mean, my allegiance is unquestionable. There's no ways I will flip-flop throughout the course of the day, and it's definitely all the way to France. Let's talk a little bit about expectations now for the actual champions that we're going to see played. I know we've got a couple of one-tricks. Wicked, exceptionally famous for his Irelia. You've talked about the Kassadin. Do you think Nocturne will make an appearance today?
Okay, when I tweeted that if you ban Nocturne, you're admitting defeat. Like, you're already admitting that you're a coward to Riot Vedius. So I don't think that they're going to ban Nocturne. Champy tweeted back at me and said that they would leave it open. And, like, it's one of 2 champions that Vedius plays. So hopefully we get to see the Nocturne mid. The, like, most comfortable composition for Spain would be Renekton, which is why you see it banned. It's Ibai's favorite champion and his best champion.
I remember it very well. Very, very well, in fact.
Champy is a Sejuani player. He's technically a support playing off-role for this into jungle and has been spamming Sejuani in solo queue, so that's gonna hit the ban bench next. And then Xpeke is a big Victor player. It's his most played champion right now, and Vedius hates playing against Victor, so I expect it to be Renekton, Sejuani, and Victor.
Okay, Renekton, Sejuani, Victor. Obviously, the fact you're an unofficial official coach, your name's not even on the graphic for us.
They told me was going to be on the graphic.
They full on burned you. I've actually just got a note from the producers saying that
Is it an apology? Because if it's not an apology, I don't want to hear it, Trevor.
it will be added if the RITO LEC Kings win. So this way they protect your integrity as a coach, right? No one needs to officially know. Let's see this third ban, Victor, needs to be a thing. I actually heard from multiple reports from the Shoutcasters that Vedius just can't play against Victor, and it's a real big problem. So much so.
My!
So much of... Oh, the Nocturne! It's gone! The Nocturne is gone!
Okay, someone find that tweet, pick it up, flame him. Flame him. Now the thing is
¿Por qué?
Yumi and Ezreal went through, and this is one of the questions that we had, because we hadn't had time to really prep with Upset. We didn't know how high Ezreal and Yumi would be on the priority list, because we didn't know how comfortable Upset was going to be taking the Kalista. But now that Kalista has been let through, immediately the lock and grab, which works for Medic, because he's a much better hard engaged support player on the Leonas and the Nautiluses and the Threshes, which work a lot better with Kalista than he is a Yumi player. So I already like the fact that Upset's like, nah, we're playing kill oriented, I'm the true carry here. First pick me Kalista, and we're going to see a hard engaged support, which is why Morgana better come in, because you know it's coming.
Okay, we'll see whether this Morgana gets locked. The Syndra's already been secured. It has been a number of patches since the last time we saw, either EU Masters or obviously LEC playoffs, but not too much has changed meta-wise. I would love to see some unique picks. There was a lot of Wukong over at the Mid-Season Cup between LCK and LPL. I'd love to see some of that here today or tomorrow. And they're going to pivot. It's not going to be the Morgana. It's going to be the Thresh, Frosk.
They're still going to allow them a lot of safety in the lane, obviously, with the Dark Passage, and they can be much more flexible than on the ADC. We already saw the Lucian flashed. I think something that gives Flaked a lot of agency and a lot of ability to protect himself, to have some sort of movement ability there, makes a lot of sense. There's the Nautilus that we talked about, as well as Ender's famous Rek'Sai. I'm sure you guys have heard it a million times on cast, how he hates certain keystones on Rek'Sai, and how he is the Rek'Sai legend. I believe he play tested for Rek'Sai at some point back when he was a play tester. So at some point in Ender's career,
he likes to think being there early all of a sudden makes him good. That's not quite how it works, but it definitely does help a little.
Listen, Trevor, when you're moving goalposts and there's only 5 people playing Rek'Sai, at some point he was the best Rek'Sai player in the world.
No doubt about it. I mean, talking about Worlds and the Worlds experience difference between these rosters, the analyst has set it up flawlessly. There's just a wealth of experience here on the LEC Kings squad side, and it's going to be the Lee Sin locked in for Champions. Now we head into the second phase of bans. Irelia definitely targeted there at Wicked. And Vedius, what does he default to? Nocturne is gone. We know his opposite in the mid lane of Victor is gone. I heard that Ender did not want him to play the likes of Akali or really any sort of like assassin. Doesn't quite have faith in him. So what would you anticipate here?
Well, you saw the flash from Champy hovering the Pantheon, and that's the other big pick for Vedius in the mid lane. I actually think he's probably going to go a traditional AP control mage, especially because he's against Syndra. Something like an Orianna that can bring a shield and deny a lot of that burst, as well as then help zone control for Upset. Because all Vedius needs to do in this group, since he is against Xpeke and Noe, 2 relatively powerful mid laners, is he just needs to not feed. Like, that's the only goal for Vedius. He just needs to play safe. And if they're not going to give him the Nocturne, then he's probably going to be on control mage duty.
I've played with Vedius. Not feed, not exactly a strong suit here. So that's interesting. Okay, so the Malphite locked in here blind. Assume this is obviously going top, and assume this is kind of, into whatever Wicked's playing from solo queue, but I was not expecting a blind Malphite.
Oh no, Vedius.
No! He actually picked the Fizz? Okay, so Fizz into Syndra is a possibility, but that Syndra could still flex to the bottom lane. Let's see if Xpeke wants to take that matchup. I guess, honestly, there's more on the line for Xpeke. If he gets dumpstered by Vedius' Fizz, then vice versa, right? So maybe the smart play is to move out of this matchup.
But we just talked about how we didn't want to see Vedius on Assassins.
I don't at all. At all.
Okay. Does mean that Maokai is going to go up into the top lane. The team probably felt that they were missing some of the hard engage. Yes, Wicked is known for his Jax and his Aurelia. Both those champions are banned. Shin is right now his #1 played in solo queue, followed by Maokai. So keeping pretty close to the chest on this one is the... you were right, Trevor. It was a Syndra bot lane.
Yeah. I mean, when you see the Fizz, you have to throw the question. Nobody wants to chum the waters against Syndra. With the ability to hop over Scatter the Weak. Even I know that. But let's, okay, zoom out. We've got our first team compositions locked. It is LEC taking on Spain. How do these teams win the game, Frostgurin?
Oh, one of my big concerns for Spain right now is they have so much magic damage loaded into their composition, so it makes it super easy for the LEC Kings to itemize against. Obviously, kind of in the mid-game, both these comps will have their different win conditions depending on kind of who shows up in their skirmishing or their 5v5. Like, both of these comps feel really comfortable there. I am slightly more favored, maybe unnecessarily so, biased to the LEC Kings composition, just because I like their mixed damage a little bit more and the fact that Upset is on Kalista, but we'll find out what happens.
It's also interesting to see 3 out of the 5 bans targeting Wicked's top lane. Wicked sort of predates your time here in Europe, Frosk, and you may not be as familiar. He was never particularly famous for his breadth in Champion Pool. Champion Puddle might be a little more appropriate, but that Puddle was real good. It was real strong. So I want to see what he can do. He's been put on the tank duty on the Maokai for today's game, and now it's up to RITO and the LEC Kings to take on Ibai and the rest of the Spanish Armada, as it were. Early game expectations. Ender in the jungle. Do you have faith that his Rek'Sai can have an impact against Champions Lee Sin?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the few champions that Ender actually ganks on is Rek'Sai, so there should be hope, at least for some of his laners.
There should be indeed. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Mid-Season Streamathon is the EU face-off. The LEC Kings already up to some early shenanigans. They put a big target. Ibai's going to die. I'm calling it right now. This is too obvious. He's going to walk straight into it. Dun, 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 dun,
yep.
dun. Yep. Get bonked on the head. Is he going to flash as well? Nope, not going to lose the flash. Easy first blood. And it goes to Ender's Rek'Sai.
Okay, so this is going to be the strategy. Why they would pick Maokai over the Shin is because they want the point-and-click CC of the W rather than the taunt. And what they're going to do is Ender's probably going to make an early rotation through his jungle and then immediately path towards topside or look for early topside ganks and then just set up on the W. Rek'Sai, Maokai W into Rek'Sai knockup into Hail of Blades Rek'Sai, make sure that he can get that extra auto in to get the Q, and just kill people repeatedly.
Oh, unbelievable. Okay, so let's see if this works out then. I mean, it's what you said in the just before draft, Frosk, that looking towards the 2v2's top is one of the angles that could benefit. And my eye's definitely going to be on this Cassiopeia versus Fizz matchup, Expeke versus Vedius. There's a line I never thought I was ever going to say in my professional career.
I just need Vedius to keep his ego intact. He doesn't have to beat Expeke. He can let Upset do it, but will his pride let him do that? Or does he have to be the guy who beats Expeke?
I have no idea. I mean, we need to see what happens till he gets level 6, right? Until then, surely he's not going to be bold enough to make any plays. I'll check that at the door, because I don't quite believe it even myself. And down in the bottom lane, of course, Upset and Medic. This was kind of the lane that I was anticipating to really help play out. If Upset can micromanage Medic a little or pick duos that really help benefit. The dredge line onto Skane's Thresh gives them a very big HP advantage. And this wave is pushing towards the Syndra Thresh. So you kind of expect in the early levels, Syndra really wants a little bit of time before she can clear that wave and push it back.
Yeah, and this is the nice thing also is the fact that Ender has so many options. Like you said, the wave is pushed forward, but because Ender is down on the bot side, they feel really comfortable to do this. And Ender can play with that Maokai W and start to punish that Malphite repeatedly, or he can always hang down with his Kalista Nautilus lane, especially post level 6, and pick up kills there. So I like the fact that they, even though Ender's not necessarily a ganking jungler, are giving him options if he does want to visit his lanes.
He's a very strongly opinionated jungler, and is going to take advantage here of the fact that Pekka is shoved forward. Vedius will get a little bit of a heal, and Pekka is able to sink away to the darkness as Champy was stepping forward. So no surprise, a 17 to 15 CS, a number of minions still pushing towards Pekka, so he'll extend that lead over the next few moments. Wicked's Maokai in the top lane versus Malphite. It's still not the most exciting top lane matchups, but I anticipate Ibai, when he uses that Unstoppable Force, just to scream his lungs out on team comms. I'm sure we'll get many clips of those in the coming days.
I will point out that they've lost track of where Lee Sin is. Ender's being really cautious. He's setting up here for a dive, but early wards on the Gromp to figure out where Lee Sin. There we go.
Okay, there's the unravel. That was nicely done. Dredgeline catches onto Flake, but Upset's not there. Upset's not there. Synergy in the LEC Kings issues. Oh my word, that was a terrible sentence. Synergy issues prevent the LEC Kings getting the kill.
Yeah, you called it right. It was a really nice knock-up interrupt there on the Dark Passage from Rek'Sai, and the fact that Upset just wasn't there to lay down more damage. Also the fact that Medic is running Exhaust as opposed to the Ignite, which I understand he's against the likes of a Cassiopeia as well as a Syndra.
Ooh, death sentence. Means Medic just gets chunked out. This is a big amount of pain. Would you have preferred the Ignite for Medic? Like, hypothetically, you know, if you were in a coach's position, would you be criticizing the summoner spell choice?
I would just say that if you're Kalista Nautilus and you're running kill, and you know that your jungler is going to be down there, why not run the Ignite, especially if you're just trying to snowball. Obviously, again, by taking Exhaust against Syndra and Cassiopeia, it feels a lot better and a lot more OP in neutralizing those champions, especially come mid-game.
Alright, Ender's coming for another flash, chilling Smite out, and the death sentence goes wide. Ender almost got caught, but a lot more ganking than we were anticipating. Scatter the Weak will not connect with the stun. Upset and Medic going to be a little late to help out. Dredgeline into the auto attack route. This Champy's now forced to move. Here comes Wicked. No ultimate available. Step forward. Dredgeline, I think, caught the minion. Didn't quite catch that one. That's a second kill for the Spaniards. Ole! As Upset's running for his life. Ibai completes the teleport and Champy gets the double. Now Wicked is going to be the next target. FPX emote flies up. Wicked with the Bramble Smash turret assist. Turns it around. That's them 2014 mechanics, Frosk.
And the fadeaway FPX from Champy there underneath the tower. Now, Ender, oh, I guess we're going to go directly into replay. I was going to say, Ender is in the area, so the fighting could still continue. So, repeat ganks. I was curious what was going to happen when Upset actually joined comms, and it appears that the German ADC is like, no, you're camping my lane. I'm playing Kalista, get out of the jungle, come down here. But it leads to plays like this, where the communication's not quite there, the synergy's not quite there, we're overextending, we're funneling in, giving away free kills. Like, what is this?
I have no idea, but I think this is gonna be a taste of the next 2 days of content, Frosker, and I'm very thankful you're along the ride because this is gonna be crazy. But all kudos here to Wicked. Easily turning around the kill, but I mean that's just an overchase. And we come straight out of that replay. Wicked hadn't left the lane, manages to use the Nature's Grasp. Medic is able to use the Dredgeline onto Flake. It's an airby. Takes the Lantern to safety for now. 3 kills apiece. The Spanish Armada has got a small gold advantage. Here comes Champy. Just by the way, I know it's not the teams aren't playing, but POLSKA GUROM! My allegiance has officially switched over to Poland. Compliments of Red Stimp. He wants to start bidding war and he's winning. Champy's down. Thank you, LEC Kings member number 6.
What? Why are we A-ramming in the bot lane?
Because Upset's there. If you get Upset assists or gold, LEC Kings will win. Ender will interrupt the back.
They're shoving. They're going for the dive.
They backed
away. Smartly, Spain's going to back it up right there. I don't know why we came out of that replay and Wicked was still hanging around the bot lane. The strategy has been clear. We win and we're like, we're going to punish eBay. We can leverage the difference between him and Wicked, and Upset joins the team and he's like, no. It is all about the bot lane right now. They are full exactly Fnatic like 2018.
That's it. Going old school. I think Ibai actually threw up the Fnatic emote when he died in the first level. Inspired by Peke as Vedius rightfully runs away. Know your place, son. Peke is a legend and currently farming 25 CS up.
I mean, to be fair to Vedius, you know, it's a bad time for Fizz anyway. It gets a little bit better now that he has access to fish, but he's doing his job. At least he's not feeding.
Absolutely the case. I want to do a very quick update, Frosk. As you know, I'm the sellout on the broadcast. My allegiance is currently owed to Poland, thanks to
Did you swap out of Poland again?
No. I'm still with Poland, but I want to do like an actual official one. If we get to 20k donations, I'm going to ask Shocks to cast the next game. So this is a challenge to all the streamers. All the money raised will go to the Riot Games Social Impact Fund. Yes, Vedius got a kill, and so did Upset. But what's important here is if you would want us to mention any specific words during the cast, hurry up. Send us the word that you want us to use on air. If you donate $300 or more, we'll do one word for each game. We're currently at 15K. If we get another 5K, Shocks will join a TriCast of the next one. Obviously, this is the very first game of the day, so we'll be doing some of these shout-outs and call-outs, but we'll focus a little bit more on the drama and the stories as the game plays out. And Frost Gurin, your boys are doing well.
All I'm saying is you guys are that close to 2 girls, 1 cast. Like, you can push for it.
If I is down and the LEC Kings are I am so done.
Where's your professionalism, Trevor?
I'm going to tell a producer that I'm not joining the next cast out of inability. So Dracos, this is now your challenge, your honor to bear. But in more serious notes, this is exactly what you're expecting to see from the Kings. Not only did they funnel upsets Kalista, he's now 3-1-2. They've swapped. They've managed to get themselves the Herald. They've managed to get themselves the tower, first tower, and they're good.
Trevor, the only thing I've learned from this is I very quickly now understand who is the alpha in these comps right now, and it is absolutely Upset. Like, he joined the team, and Indra very quickly got in line.
It's true, because, I mean, even the number of ganks, like, seeing Upset going bottom once or twice, that's kind of fine, but how many times is insane.
He got the teleport from Wicked. He got 3 repeat ganks from Indra.
Now let's talk about the Spanish side. What do they do to come back from this? They've got some engage tools, obviously, but it's going to be a hard mountain to climb, even though they've got the Malphite.
I mean, the issue is the itemization, so like you're saying, the best they can hope for right now is kind of an unfair fight, some hit-and-run League of Legends where they're getting numbers advantage and looking for picks, but even if they get that, because they're KFC variety bucket on so many of their different item pieces, they don't have a full meal there. They need to actually just find safe farm lanes, but since the top lane has opened up, Upset is roaming around actually and just playing top Kalista. He's got the Hail of Blades, so he's completely able to do that.
And he's just going to end up playing completely side lane. Petrifying Gaze from Pekka comes out. Vedius face plants into a wall. And Medic is going to be able to use the dredge line to escape to safety. 40 CS difference. Pekka's Cassio is growing to be a thorn in RITO's side.
And good job from Span to see from Spain. Oh no. Good job from Spain to see the small window that they had while they were waiting for the top wave to get shoved in. So Flack could go up there and actually pick up a big, sizable amount of farm. Now we'll see if he pays the price for it. Medic, you have to wait for the ult to hit.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be able to easily give another kill. Not the most optimal approach. However, they still get the kill in the end. 8-4, 2,500 gold lead. Frost, you said it on the pre-show. Just get one win, and you're pretty much guaranteed making it to the next day. Now, admittedly, if multiple teams get one win, if everyone ends 1-1, 1-1, 1-1 in the group, then win time is really important. So we want to see how the LEC Kings can push this advantage, and if they can win quickly, because that will be the tiebreaker scenario in making it to tomorrow's playoffs.
Well, they're already hunting. You can see the indecision here in comms as they're trying to figure out where they want to attack on the map. Whereas, again, Spain's game plan is still try to get some completed items. Now, Syndra is going for the, what is it, the GLP, the Frozen Hose?
Yes, the Frozen Hose.
So a econ-friendly build as opposed to some of the higher AP. And Champy is trying to work with that Fed Cassiopeia that you were talking about.
Alright, well, Vedius used the key through the minions. Gonna E out of the slow from Champy.
He's
still
got
got Shum the Waters available. Vedius does not have flash available, and the flash kick from Champy was beautiful. Shum the Waters does nothing, and frankly, just overextended from Vedius. His team is winning. He's down 35 CS. It was a difficult matchup, but he needs to find a way to provide more value to the squad.
You get him, LPL fanboy.
Yeah, there you go.
I was curious. I was like, how sure is Champy gonna be with that Flash Dragon Rage kick? Is he gonna go for it? Because he connected the Sonic Wave and he didn't want to pull the trigger then. But in the end, nice mechanics.
Yeah, definitely. A little smoother than Mr. Medicast's Nautilus. Did Medic talk much about his, previous professional game experience on the Jarvan?
We all
how
saw
much
it.
Means to him? I know we've seen it, but you've had privileged information to speak to this team and their preparation. How much weight and baggage is he bringing into this weekend's games?
I mean, he definitely. I think he really carries a mental burden, if you will, Trevor. Like that really weighs heavily on his conscience. I think in these clutch. Pressure moments, Medic just has to have that. He's got to face his demons. He's got to overcome that shit Jarvan gameplay.
and it was epically expletive at that time. Rate his performance 0-1-5 for the most part. I think it's done fairly well.
He threw the Q before the Nautilus ult hit, so I'm already quite upset.
Well, let's see if we can make up for it. Xpeka's got Flash. Chum the Waters is a few seconds away. Vedius got tagged by the Noxious Blast, and that means Peke slithers to safety. So not the most confident 10 to 15 minute mark. And
yeah, this is a common problem. Upset might get picked here. No flash on Champy, so he can't look for the insect.
The stun comes out from Flake. The dredge line finds a long-range target. And now all of a sudden it's a 3-on-4 death sentence. Is going to get blocked by the Hourglass. Dredge line goes up. That's a double knock-up. Fate's Call buys time. Upset the hero. Will be able to help out. Now to trade 1-for-1. Jungler for support. Now the jungler goes down from the LEC Kings. Flake is the next target. It's a melee in the mid lane. And as the little sapling gets tossed to Xpeka, he's got no tools to work with. A triple kill to Upset. And they are going to continue the pressure. This is exactly what I wanted to see before Poland bought my allegiance. POLSKA GUROM is going to come to shut the squad down, and Upset is just on fire.
Yeah, already godlike into the game. He knows that Xpeke doesn't have the ultimate, so he's free to just walk up on him and just remind him, like, come on, mate, I know you haven't been in a pro game in a long time, but this is how this works.
Yeah, it is.
So, Champy doesn't have the flash, so he can't immediately go for the insect, and the Medic cast tags Champy. Now the thing is Medic dodges the hook here by using a nice Hourglass. They then try to funnel in and just try to burn down Medic. The Callisto ultimate comes in, pulls Medic to safety, then knocks up 2 people. It's almost like Upset has been playing with the Nautilus his entire season on how comfortable he is working with that champion. And then he just walks through them. I really like that one at the end there. Thresh comes out of Hourglass, throws the Q, and Upset knows it's coming. Just a nice little sidestep. Finishes off the Thresh, doesn't even eat the CC.
3,500 gold lead. Spain, who are your gods now? The LEC Kings are showing up. I mean, to be fair, Upset, 8-1-2 out of his team, 12 kills, but the team has played around him. Spain can get back into this with a good team fight. Scatter the Weak will stun just Vedius. His Chum the Waters is on cooldown. And now Ibai is the target. Unstoppable Force is available. Vedius tagged by another skill shot. There's the knock-up now onto Ibai. Flash from Upset is just beautiful. Upset is here to play, and he's here to carry the casters from the LEC. Ender with a fantastic interrupt, knocking up Champy's Lee Sin mid-flight on the Q, and Upset's going to hop over the wall with that Pierce. It ends up being a 3-for-2. But really, Upset showing off his mechanics. 11-1-2. I don't even know how much gold he has in the bank. The observers can toggle over to that. 3,000 gold. He's only 3,000 above Flake Syndra. I mean, it's crazy.
There is a question, because, Upset owns the top 2 spots on the leaderboard right now, I believe. Number 1 and number 2. And it was like, are we going to see, number 2 Upset show up today? Or are you going to get number 1?
Well, look, I mean, he's going to be number 2 today. I know this because Pookie Styles' AD carry later today is going to show up. Yes, they are. They're available for purchase at riot.com/donate. I mean, just a flash from Unstoppable.
Look at this flash on the Malphite ult. Watch Upset. Yeah,
that's really good.
That was...
Yep.
That was that good, yeah.
Man, I really also, again, enjoyed the unburrow there from Ender. Ender has ganked more in this game than his entire career. So that is, I think, what's helping out this lead. And second Herald looks like it's going to go the way of the Kings. By the way, Wicked 107 been involved pretty heavily around these skirmishes. And for an old boy, he's got those Maokai mechanics down.
Wow, what is it? You can teach an old dog new tricks. He's playing the dog champion, and he's showing up for his team, being a team player.
Yeah, exactly. That's the case. I mean, he comes from the era, you know, the legendary Dog Champ days. A lot of the older boys from top lane used to say.
What is that Maokai skin?
I actually can't remember off the top of my head.
He looks like a pinata.
I actually don't. It's like very runic and maybe it's like an Elderwood or something. World Breaker. World Breaker is the skin. It's the new one. Thank you very much. Mr. Producer Man is in the mid lane. Medic cast goes down. Ender's here to save the day, buying some time. For Upset to use that martial poise. For Ender's able to use the ultimate and get a kill. Now Vedius continues to chase. 0-3-5 and Upset will arrive just in time. It's a triple kill for Ender. 6-3-6. And this is more brutal than I was expecting. I thought the Spanish were going to put up a bit more of a fight today.
I told you, it's LEC King and France in the finals.
Poland is in there too. I'm telling you now, they are.
That's true.
They're going to be able to do it.
So Late Herald's going to come out here. Multiple members down from Spain. This should at least be a good charge on the. Come on, guys, on the inhib. Oh, they stopped it.
They got it. Yeah, nicely done.
Disappointed.
I'm also a little disappointed. The 2 girls, 1 cost hasn't quite yet been unlocked. We're at nearly 17,000. And if we get to 20k, Sharks and Frost will be joined by Dracos in game number 2. That's going to be LEC taking on Germany, LEC Kings. And we'll see how that match is going to play out. For now, Ibai is just really on the wrong side of the ref. He's pulling a Vedius and he's going to be donated, yeah. Frost, are you taking notes for feedback? Are you going to be, once this game is over, quickly give the LEC Kings some information? Because you're officially the coach now that they're winning.
I don't need to do anything. Upset is the whip and it's just getting them into top form.
Well, definitely the case. Look at this. Ender over the wall, Vedius over the wall. He's got himself 2 kills in the last few minutes. And
I will say that they do still show some growing pains. So they have a tendency, the LEC Kings do, where they lose the plot in the mid game and they don't necessarily know how to snowball to the next point of the game. They're not a great snowball team. Ender gets a little bit kill happy. That was still shown here a little bit.
Oh, good petrifying gaze there from Peke. Flaked comes in with a second. I mean, that was, again, like you said, kill hungry. Wicked's going to step forward to the twisted advance.
Vedius has no mana.
By Scatter the Weak. No mana, no ultimate. Vedius and Upset end up baiting Wicked into being cut down.
I think you have to do Baron here.
Yeah, window of opportunity. Baron or game over. What is happening here for Spain? They're going to make a play for the Baron. If they get this, I think the LEC Kings are in trouble.
They got a Cassiopeia full mana. She can definitely burn through this. Now, Vedius has picked up, I think he picked up a fruit plant. He's also got some mana. Ultimate not quite up there yet.
Upset, no Fate's Call available either. There goes the Pierce. Teleport is available for Wicked. He's up in 6 seconds. Baron is taking a long, long time to go down. Upset could get a whole bunch of kills here. Vedius, Chum the Waters goes in. Unstoppable Force is available for Ibai. He gets flashed from Upset. The teleport comes in. The Baron is gift wrapped with a special side selection of jamon from Barcelona. Ole, the Spaniards are down. Oh, come on. I mean, that's donezo's. There's no way Spain can come back from that.
And I was looking at the Cassiopeia, but I forgot that they had a Syndra, and it was not a traditional ADC. It did not go as quickly as it needed to be. It was a complete trap. And Upset and Vedius basically just made eyes at Spain right now before the rest of the team came in and just cleaned clock.
Bam afterwards, right?
Whoa,
because what we were doing, get that Baron, FBX emo, and then actually win the game in the end. So I think it was very, very well coordinated from us.
Medic, how are you both casting and winning the game at the same time?
No. I mean, there's not 2 of us. It's just that easy. That's what we're telling you. Like, we don't even need to be in comms for our team to win this one.
Wait.
Yeah.
I have a question, Ender. Do you gank when the German player says it, but not the Welsh player?
No, I gank when the good player says it, and not when the bad player says it. Oh, look at this. Look at Ender going in. What a play. Oh, my God. He's just too good.
I mean,
What happened to...
It was exceptional play.
I was going to say, what happened to playing on top side?
Yes, we can, Betty. This was what comms was like, by the way. This was comms. Betty said nothing for the first 20 minutes, and I looked at the scoreline, it's like 0-3-0. I'm like, what happened mid?
Yeah, Vedius, but what are you doing, like, pushing side lanes, like, randomly and dying over and over? We're like, just don't do anything. We outskip. Unbelievable. Yeah.
The question you have to ask yourself, though, is, like, can you do this again? Because this looked like the upset show.
What?
Everybody played dog champ to upset.
Upset show. Did you not see how me and Medic were setting upset up for all this? Wicked too, with those TPs into bot lane. Like, this was a coordinated team-wide effort. Yeah, sure, upset, he gets the damage items, right? He's getting the kills, but that's because we're giving him the kills. Like, it's all part of a greater strategy. It's not us being dog champ or anything like that. It's us being on the same level and just choosing to put the resources in him.
Quick shot, I will point out that right now, Ender has, 18, he's participated in 18 kills, 8 kills, 10 assists, upset, 13 and 5, also 18.
Medic,
that checks
19
out.
kills. 19 kills, so obviously I was more impactful.
Medic, I do have to ask, the Nautilus combo where you throw the ultimate and dredge line, how is that supposed to play out?
You're meant to hit the dredge lines, I'll be honest. But most of the time, I was just setting up my team for success. Now, this next play was actually one of the best plays of the game. You have to keep your eyes on Ender, because it was just incredible.
But
break it down, because I'm watching it live.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing you have to notice, the double Negatron cloak on Ender. Really solid build here against like so many AP threats. Now, at this point, we're calling... No, don't watch. No, actually.
Ready, you have 107 CS in 25 minutes.
I'm gonna walk the wave into mid and look for a flank here. And he's just trying to buy some time, disrupt the enemy backline. He gets disrupted, and then look at this call. He says, forget the Syndra. I'm going straight for the base. But look at the base! Look at the base, people! It's literally Ender going for the expect.
Gentlemen.
He's like, he's on the Nexus!
Gentlemen.
I cannot believe!
I can only apologize to all viewers of the Mid-Season Streamathon. This is a true taste of what Froskuren has to coach. And the level of awful communication from our representatives. These are supposed to be the best possible options that we had to win this thing. And I'm dying. Congratulations. Congratulations on the win. There's no ways that you'll be able to get through Poland later today. They own my my allegiance. But Frosk, they won, but we got a real dark glimpse into the troubles they're dealing with.
Do you understand what I have to deal with? We can't even talk about macro strategy or like any sort of game strategy. We have to talk about like communication and be like, okay, when it's your turn to talk, shut up.
I am sick to the pit of my stomach. All Ender's thinking about is the bragging rights and the one-liner. I backdoored Expeke. He didn't care about the team. He didn't care about the macro. They won, but I have to just be honest. You know, I see more problems than goods here.
I'm being told, Trevor, that I have to dance to Jin.
Wait, okay. How did you draw that short straw?
I don't know. Why am I being punished?
Also, I did not know that there was going to be a dancing element to this, and I am definitely wearing shorts under this hoodie, so I will change in the next ad break. But okay, you look up the Jin dance. I need to do some call-outs. Shout out to all players from the Czech Republic as well as Slovakia. This comes from, I think, Alice is how I will say that. It is a $200 donation. It has helped us get closer to that $20,000 Two Girls one cast cup that I was hoping for. And we're not there just yet.
Oh, are
Hopefully
you kidding
we
me?
can get there close. Hopefully we can get there soon. I do, however, just want to say thank you to absolutely everybody. This is a stream that is for charity and goes towards COVID relief. I'm going to get my exact wordies. Riot Games Social Impact Fund, it helps stop the virus's spread and gives communities on the front lines the essential sources that they need. If you haven't donated yet and want to, riot.com/donate. I'm going to try my best to do a drum roll.
I can't do this. He spins.
You'll have to take your headset off. Oh, Frosk, you are such a good sport. What are we doing? So, Froskurin has to dance like Jin. Yes! Yes! Oh, that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible.
Can we pick Warwick? I could do the Warwick dance.
Is that the Thriller?
It's Thriller.
Dun, 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 dun. They get a bonus one. Dun, 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 dun. I actually need to quickly check my script because I don't know what comes next. We're waiting. We've done the shout out. I haven't got the cue to move on yet. So now we're just going to talk about this game. And now, what could the German squad have learnt? Germany will be playing Spain in game number 3. And
Okay,
Germany will be playing LEC next.
Germany has a really strong bot lane. What they've learned here is that Kalista will be the priority pick. We also talked about the Ezreal and the Yuumi, so I think that the strategy that's going to be different between Spain to Germany is that you're going to come out with a bunch of ADC bans. You're going to see your Kalista banned, your Ezreal's going to be banned, maybe they also ban the Varus, but like, Upset is not going to get that champion again.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Frosco, thank you for joining me on one of the strangest hours of my life. We have 5 more to go. Another quick update. MasterCard is conducting an auction to help show their support for COVID-19 relief. Use your MasterCard to bid on a range of rare, one-off items and priceless experiences. If you go to priceless.com/MSS2020, one of the experiences you can bid on is a Summoner's Rift date with moi. It'll be up to 90 minutes. We'll chat. There's some other guy named Dash that's on there, but he sucks, and I really would appreciate it if bids for me could be higher than him. I am shamelessly begging for help and support here, and I'll really give you a great time on Summoner's Rift. Coming up next, we'll hear from one of the Spanish players. Don't go anywhere. This is weird.
Bamboozled, there wasn't another timer. We're already back at the analyst desk. Welcome back to the Streamathon, everyone. And help me in welcoming Noah, who is a caster usually, but also now a player in the Spanish team. How are you doing? And what do you think about that first match from your team?
Okay, I'm not happy right now. I have some arguments against drafting so much magic damage against Maokai, but okay, we made it interesting, so they left it all now on me. I'm going to play the second match against the German team, so we had to make it interesting, and now it's interesting.
So actually, you have all the responsibility, and you now have to go and play. Oh my god, I can't even imagine the pressure, Noah.
No, it's okay. I'm super bad playing League of Legends, but I can do it worse than Champy. We had our secret weapon that was that Predator Lee Sin. When I saw that he was actually our win condition, I almost went on tears at home. So now we have to do it. We have to make it to the playoffs, and I don't know how we're going to make it, but we're going to make it. We're heroes.
Well, look, it started off pretty good. I was excited. I thought my faith, in the Spanish team had paid off here because the way that Ender repeatedly fumbled these bottom ganks and the way that you guys were able to turn it around was so good. But after those first few plays, it feels like it fell apart. But for the first, 8 minutes, Ebi had that TP. I was like, maybe he's coming in late. But no, he came at the perfect time outside of this little bit of a hiccup where Wicked may have embarrassed somebody. This was an excellent early game.
Well, I had some hopes. I had to say also that that invade was a lame strategy by you all guys. But it's okay. We came here all to win, to win it all, and made some jump. Okay, I can deal with that invade. I think that Quickshot is going to be very, very happy since he didn't lose again against Ibai, like in 2016. It's fine. You went from Ibai. We're going to rip you guys off in the playoffs if we face you again in finals. So it was a nice early game, but our Predator Lee Sin didn't work, even if he made kinda an insect. I'm kind of surprised, but I had some hope, some Flacket too. He was nice on Syndra, but it was not enough. Even our early game was some kind of magic. We felt it's okay, we're going to make it in the next game.
Oh my God, Noah is like trying to explain this like we were good in the early game. But I mean, you can, it's just between us, Noah. Is LEC really just getting carried by upset?
I'm not sure. Maybe having an LEC AD carry in your team, maybe the difference between you guys and our team. I'm not quite sure, but maybe yes.
Okay.
I would definitely say that it is 100% the difference. Because I look back, like, Vedius was getting smacked in lane. As much as you're like, I don't love the double AP team comp, I might not have liked the comp, but the lane setup for XPeke made it look easy. And Vedius just, he tried to come on the broadcast on the back end of that cast and be like, I was just split pushing. I was just drawing pressure. Like, okay, buddy. Like, you were just stacking up a bounty for the enemy team to take. And outside of upset, even Wicked, I think you guys could have overcome. He was only on Maokai. It's just that when you put an LEC pro on Kalista without reliable, like, point-and-click hard CC, it's just, it doesn't feel like it's going to work out well.
Yeah, our guys
true.
just
It was
started.
hard. So, Noah.
The CCs.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how do you think this next match is going to go? They're up versus Germany now, the LEC Kings. What's your prediction there?
We are going to win because I'm here to say that we are going to win it all. It can't be otherwise. We're going to make the show, and hopefully we're going to draft a lot more of a point-of-click on-click CC, because otherwise maybe we're going to lose, and not more skill shots, forbidden skill shots everywhere. So I don't know, maybe having another jungler, like more experienced jungler, maybe Razork is going to save us all in the next match. I hope so. I hope so. Getting carried by Razork, because it's not fair, guys. If you have an LEC player, why we cannot have an LEC player?
I completely agree with you. I was actually asking about the Germany-Europe game, but I'm really happy that you put it on the line and said that Spain is going to advance and stay in there. And I agree with you. If they get to play with a pro player that carries them, why can't Spain? I mean, we'll see. After the break, though, we will return with that next game. That will be the LEC Kings against Germany. Noah, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck, and hopefully you're not too nervous in that next game for Spain. And in this next game, we're also going to have a special guest join the caster desk. I wonder who that could be.